Good morning. It's my birthday today. Okay, let's take this one. My battery on the camera is running out, so I kind of had to keep this very. Oh, the sun is coming. It is my birthday, so I am getting a lot of calls. Johnny?
Oh, I found it here.
H, Bettina.
That's so pretty.
Really?
Well,
Thank you.
lash.
Chaman Koshonga's lashes, but in their skunk. I'm in Cape Town. Okay, I think this guy can see me. Hi. What do you mean people can see me from this way? Oh, turns out they can see me. Anyway, I'm in Cape Town and I came here because it's my birthday and I wanted to wake up in a beautiful, comfortable space close to the ocean. I'm in Sea Point. Also, do you guys like my nails? So cute. It's press-ons from Shein. The point of this video was I wanted to make a video, I guess, like, oh, 20 things I've learned in 27 or something like that. Just reflecting, I guess, on my 20s because I'm 27. Like when I was like getting into my 20s, I used to feel like, wow, being 21, I'm gonna be a proper adult. Like, as I've been 25, I don't know what my expectations were. Maybe I did have an idea of like, I'd probably be married, like we all do. I'd be married, I'd have a house, I'd have such a nice job. Even though I didn't even know what that job looked like. And then I turned 25 and I was like, cut the cameras. And so I was like, okay, I think 27 is gonna be like, not that there were any expectations, but it was like, I would know that I'm an adult, like when I'm 27, like, not 27, like, I know, this is not 27, like, hello, like, and this is the kind of living I want. These are the dreams. Like, I don't have many goals, I don't have many things to tick off the list, like, oh, I want to buy a car, I want to have a house. I just want to travel. I just want to see places, and travel that's not even like a luxury or whatever. I just want to see places and see new people and try new things. That's what I want, and that's what I want for my 27th year. Okay, I was thinking about some of the things that I've reflected on as a 20-something year old, that some of the lessons I've come across, some of the things, just reflecting on my 20s. So in case you don't know, the biggest highlight of my 20s was finally leaving my nest and going and moving to a foreign country to live alone, which, to be honest, for me wasn't that terrifying. Like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? Like, I've always just been independent. You know the funny thing, my mom was telling me a story about how when I was a child, I used to be like a very quiet child, to a point where my grandmother, obviously because she has to do so many things around the household, she couldn't pepper me all the time. So she'd like put me, you know when you put the baby around the basket, like you just keep them nestled in there. But she left me there and she'd like go about her day doing her chores. Like obviously she'd come back to check on me and clean whatever. I can't find my brush. From that story, apparently my mom walked in and I was sitting in Livers Gome, about just sitting there. My grandmother's going about her day. My mom is retelling the story. Sana, apparently I just sat there. She walked in, does her things, walks out. I don't say anything. I'm just sitting there. Like, I'm just sitting there. I'm cool. I'm a bad storyteller, so I don't know if that makes sense. But she was just like, what? Like she stood outside for a minute, like I didn't cry. She walked in, she walked out. I was just sitting there. And she walked in again, and I still didn't, like, I wasn't crying for her. I wasn't crying to be held. And I think that story was very striking this time. Because I was like, oh my god, like, I think if that isn't one of the stories that's a reflection of how independent I can be, or maybe from a young age, it's been very clear that I'm someone who doesn't mind being alone, and I'm someone who's not very dependent on people. And not that I can do things whatever, I don't need people. I need my community of people that I love, but equally I do not like holding myself back because, well, I can't do it alone, so I'm not gonna do it. I'm not that type of person. If anything, I'm just like, fuck it, I'll do it, especially because I do it alone, and I'm so excited to do it alone. And I think that story was just like, oh shit, maybe it's always been in me. And when I reflect on the fact that I moved to a foreign country, and I know that like now, and I think because I've been there, it's not that much of a big deal moving like to Korea or whatever, but it is a big deal because it's like you're moving to a foreign country where no one looks like you, no one speaks your language, you're gonna live alone, like nothing is the same, and that's a big step, you know. I didn't mind doing it, and because I had always been that independent, I mean, I lived away from my mom from the age of like 9, and I'd always be traveling back and forth to Eastern Cape because I was living in KZN. So every holiday, June, December, I've been taking a taxi. Imagine like from the age of 9 taking a 3-hour taxi alone. Like, I think that's just a reflection of the fact that I was exposed to travel, like just doing things alone and being out in the world alone, and even even me doing that is just like reflecting on that little girl. But I did it, and so I guess when it came a time for me to go to another foreign country, it was like, oh, it's fine, I can do it. And I did it, and I went to Korea, and it was fun. And I think I made myself. I say this all the time, but I feel like in Korea, I made because now I had access and I had like money and I could do things that I was like maybe I couldn't do in South Africa. It was much safer for me to do anything, and I traveled, and I realized that I love to travel. Korea introduced me to Pumelela that I didn't understand. Pumelela who loves to travel. Pumelela who actually found her sense of style. I was like, oh, these are the kind of clothes I like to wear. Actually, this is the kind of music I like to listen to. In a space where now I was alone and I could do it all alone. I wasn't like easily influenced by friends. For example, like when I was in South Africa before going to Korea, I was living in Pretoria. I was interning in Centurion. So naturally, I was with my friends, and sometimes we'd go to groove together because it's like. And so when I got to the other side, I was like, there's so many other hobbies I could fulfill. What do I even like going out to parties? I do sometimes, but I realized I don't like it as much. I don't even like drinking as much. I don't like that being my only source of entertainment. Like I welcome. So there's just so many other things I could list that. I'm so grateful that I learned. I fell in love for the first time in Korea. For the first time, I was like, in it. I love him. Me loving him, it mirrored that love back to myself, because then I realized, oh my God, all this love that I'm giving is in me. Like, damn. And I know that people will be like, oh, you don't need to date, whatever, find yourself. And I think that advice is so absolutely flawed, because there are certain parts of yourself that you will only realize once you're with someone else. Like, I can't sit and be like, oh, I don't need to know what kind of friend. I don't need a friend. Like, there's certain characters of myself, there's certain values that I hold, there's certain attitudes that I have that I can only realize as a friend once I'm in that friendship. But then I learned those lessons. But I'm not a good friend because I can't keep time. I specifically highlight the point of falling in love because I was like, I got to meet. I had never been in a relationship before, except for as part-time relationship. So this was my first time into my adult year independently in a foreign country with someone who's also from another foreign country who holds different values than I did. He's American, so like African American, but like he was American and I'm African, so it was like two different worlds. And yet I just realized, wow, even with this person who's like from a totally different world, we just I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I'm so grateful for that, because that's one of the lessons. Because then I realized that I'm a patient person. I'm very patient. I realized that I hold a lot of empathy for people. That's what I appreciate about relationships. It mirrored parts of myself back to me. And I think even with that, just to piggyback off of that, I also then realized that I'm okay with doing life alone. Not alone, I need my community, but I think for the previously I held sentiments related to, oh, this is what it's supposed to look like. I have to find the one, and or not even I have to, but like this is the trajectory should go. You find your partner, you marry them, you have kids. Actually, I'm okay by myself. Like, Auntie, if I never get married, if I never have kids, I will be fine. Like, I'm my best friend, bitch. Like, you're right. I don't know if that makes sense. If I ever have to live life alone for the rest of my life, like, this is it. You're never gonna get married. You never, and I get to travel the world, and I get to do this, and I meet people, whatever. I'll be good. I feel like I'm fine with that. In fact, that is what I want. First of all, shout out to feminism. We thank Jesus Christ for feminism. Thank you, feminism. Honestly, right now, the way the world is going, it's not good for us women as far as our reproductive rights. Even just thinking about that as a woman in the current time, how lucky I am to have that choice on whether or not I want to have kids. It feels so cool. I think of these things, my dear, or is it just echoes of voices behind me of like, this is how it's supposed to go? Do I really want? What does my life look like? Do I want to have kids? And I think that's also been a question. What I was saying about when people, it's like what I was saying about, I could live like this. I could live alone and just go to places. I love it. Like I had a reflection beginning of the year. I was like, man, like just me. And I love being selfless, and I love that. I don't know what I just said. I don't know if that makes sense, but choice and kids is something that has always also been on my mind. But do I want to? And to be honest with you, I don't. I do not think I want to be a mom. I do not think the world is a good place right now to be bringing children. I do not think that I want to carry that responsibility. I don't think I ever want to. I don't think I want to go through the pain. Like, there's just other societal constraints or limitations that come with being a mother that I don't know if I'm ready to embrace that ever in my life. And I think equally, I feel very similarly about marriage, where I'm like, I've been thinking a lot about these things, like how the institution of marriage was built to serve men, or like it benefits men more than it does women. And I think when you hear stories about women who've been in relationships and a lot of women who've divorced and women who've lived life, you realize that, man, a lot of their stories, like, man, you would have been so much better off had you not. This is, maybe I'll write a Substack about it, because maybe I can't articulate it, because I've also been having this conversation with my friend, and I'm like, I don't know, because I think systematically marriage just benefits men. And I think also a lot of people around me, maybe marriages that I've seen and people's stories about marriages and others that I've seen, like, I was like, I haven't seen a representation of the kind of marriage that I want. Like, none of the married people that I know of, I've seen, like, I haven't seen a representation of the kind of marriage that I want to have, because I think I still do want to maintain my sense of identity, especially as a woman. I feel like women just have a lot more to lose when they become married, and they could just be so much greater alone. There's a level of independence that I hold as a single woman, and I want to keep that. Today the plans for 27-year-old me is that we're gonna go have brunch at a cafe called Butter, and then I'm gonna go to another cafe. I just miss Korea and their cafe, so I'm gonna try and live that. I'm gonna hopefully go to another cafe where I'm gonna have my cake. I'm gonna have a cupcake to celebrate that I'm 27. And then I was supposed to go to Signal Hill, but the weather, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go, because I have this bag that I'm carrying. You know what I don't like about here, which is why I'm kind of ready to, which is also another thing that I've been reflecting on, especially recently. But hey man, I don't think I want to live in South Africa, God willing. Like, it's not safe here. First of all, I'm always like vigilant about my safety. I feel like this is especially apparent since I've been to Korea, because I've seen how other societies function, and I'm like, why do I have to negotiate my safety in this country when other people in other countries that belong to them do not have to? This is not how we should be living our lives, always on the lookout. This is how you carry a phone, this is how you hold this. I just don't want to live my life like this, and I think I want to leave the country again. I just don't know where I'm gonna go. I'm still working on it, but I think I'm ready to leave. That's another thing I was thinking about at 27, and a few days ago I was like, yes, I don't think I want to live here. It's expensive. It is seriously not safe as a woman in this country. We know that. And I don't know if I want to live here. And I don't have to. Like, thinking a few days ago, I was like, I think I'm grown tired of South Africa and I want to go somewhere. And I like that I get to do that. And I like that I get to be that woman in my 20s. And I'm so grateful. And I feel like it's such an act of rebellion as a black woman who gets to have this choice, as a black African woman especially. And I know this choice has never been afforded to a lot of people that have worked before me, and my parents, whatever, and I'm so grateful that I get to do this. And that's what I appreciate about being single, and not being tied down and being committed, because I get to make these decisions and be like, I don't want to live in this country anymore, so I won't. I'm gonna find a way to move to another country. Obviously, short while, I love this country. I just think it's being held back by how unsafe it is. It's really, guys, it's really bad. I think once you get to the other side, you realize that this is not how it should be. And I don't have to stomach it. Like, I just have to leave, just find a plan and leave. I just hate that I'm taking so many Ubers and I'm paying so much money. I'm like, things should be walking distance, man. Walkable communities, walkable cities, please. Like, you know what? Another thing that struck me, guys, my battery's gonna die. Like, coming to Camps Bay I walked in here and I was so revolted by the amount of white people that were here. I was like, I feel like I'm in Europe. White people here are just living a totally different life, and it pisses me off. It really does. Like, I walked in here, I was so pissed. I was like, with jogs in the afternoon, walking the dog, but these are their lives, and I don't have lip liner, so, and I can't do my eyebrows. So this is all the makeup we have for today, people. I'm gonna go now, have brunch in Cape Town, and pretend like life is okay, and that it's okay that there's so many freaking white people living a life that's totally different to ours. How come they're not called immigrants? Because they are. It's a bunch of immigrants here. I mean, no shade to them, but I'm not walking around on a hate marathon for fuck white people, but it's just like, the inequalities are quite jarring. Thank you so much for watching this video. Do you like my makeup? Let me know if you like my makeup. Let me know if you have any thoughts about some of the things that I shared, even though I do feel like I've overshared a bit. But I'm gonna see you guys in the next video, and I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna see you in the next vlog when I'm walking down the street, making my way downtown. Thank you.